What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. Today, this episode is coming out a little bit later because my boy, my co-host, on bro got bit by a dog, so we get to delete the episode. Owen, how you feeling, bro? Feeling better?
I'm feeling better, but yo, fuck that dog, firstly. Secondly, bro, thank God he didn't have rabies or anything, or else my ass would have been in the hospital. But yeah, basically, I got bit by a dog yesterday, and bro, I never want to relive that again because honestly, I could have kicked the shit out of the dog, right? I,
Bro,
I could have, bro. I don't know. I just didn't want to hurt the dog, and then he hurt me instead. So I should have threw some hands, man. I should have went in, man. It was a free hit, bro. Like I can't. I threw my phone at him. I threw my phone at the dog. Actually, like I was running right while I was running. I just threw it so he could back up. I'm like, yo, what is he? What is man's doing? Like, and then yeah, he just bit me. Yo, and the worst part was, so the dog owner comes, picks up the dog, goes back inside the house, and doesn't even check if I'm okay or not.
nah, that's like whack, bro.
Bruh, yo, screw that owner.
All
If
right,
your
what's
dog ever bites somebody, at least go check if they're okay.
next?
Like, bruh, like I don't know if she was like scared or something or what, but I waited there for like a couple minutes because it took me 5 minutes to find my phone. Firstly, like chuck that shit. And then yeah, I mean she never came out, but yeah, I mean that's that was yesterday, bro. It was a crazy ass day, a very unfortunate day too. But yeah, bro. And the worst part is I hit my head. Like, so they had a beware of dog sign, and I hit my head on that shit while I was running out, bro.
Oh my god.
Bro, yeah, it was a fuck situation.
All right, bro. You know what you got to do, bro. What's the address? No, I'm
I
just,
could give you the I could
nah,
leak,
nah, nah,
bro.
we're not doing that. We're not.
I could leak right now. DDoS this boy, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's get into the pod, man. But for everyone that's worried about On, he's doing good, right? On, you're good.
We are cool and we're good to go now. Good to go.
So we found this article. Actually, you know what? Before we get into this, quick shout out to our sponsor, DropClick. On, that's all you, bro.
I'm just gonna lift this up. So
Hey,
what we do, we sell mouse pads, keycaps, crazy ass designs, stuff that actually matches. So your mouse pad and keycap matches. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build environments. Because most people stay at their setup for 7 to 8 hours. A lot of people be gaming for multiple hours. So invest in a place that you're going to be at for a very long time instead of having a generic keyboard and a generic, black mouse pad. Fit your vibe and get your environment to a place that feels like home, and you're gonna enjoy yourself at your setup a lot more. So use code Anime Plus if you want any mouse pads or keycaps for 10% off.
thanks. All right. Shout out to DropClick, Matt Loyal. But yeah, let's get into the video. So we found this article, and me and Owen both agree with I guess, the philosophy behind this article. But we went through some of the points, and we're just gonna roast the fuck out of it because it's terrible. But yeah. So, anyways, the article, as you guys can guess from the title of this pod, is 10 reasons One Piece needs a remake. Obviously, me and Owen agree with this. We want to see One Piece with better animation, more modern, and obviously not as long because we love One Piece and we want to see it in its best available quality. But yeah, here are the 10 reasons that this author put. Again, link will be in the description for this article so you guys can check it out for yourselves. But here's what we got. At number 10, we got One Piece needs modern animation from the beginning.
I mean, bro, I don't know what to tell the dude, but this was created in 1999. Firstly, um, if you're a real One Piece fan, you know we don't really care about the beginning animations like that. I know that deters a lot of people to get into it, but if you don't like it, get the fuck out. We don't need you. That's the first thing. That's that's the first thing. The animations, okay, so obviously they were trash for the first, I would say the first 5 years. After that, bro, they got bearable. Like they got pretty bearable. And I'm okay, so I'm someone that doesn't really care too much about animation. To be honest, for me, my main the things that I look for is usually story and plot. If the story and the plot is good enough to carry that the animations don't need to, I think that's a really good anime, and that's what One Piece is all about. It's all about the story, it's all about the plot, it's all about the foreshadowing, the characters, the character development, the world building. The animations is very it's a very on my rank it would be very low. I wouldn't it's something that I don't even consider, to be honest. But yeah, it's like creating a new uh anime, like animation for something that's been going on for 20 years. It's pretty much impossible.
Yeah, so I agree with the concept that obviously One Piece will be a lot better. Well, it wouldn't be better because again, the plot is what makes One Piece good. It would be a lot more visually appealing and a lot more visually makes us more happy with better animation. First of all, they already have uh kind of a smaller, I think they're like videos or movies of One Piece in the beginning where it's more modern. But the problem with saying the word modern is if they do make a remake, readaptation, whatever you want to call it, dude, in 20 more years or 10 more years, it's not going to be modern anymore. It's not going to look as good. So this is just something that's going to just keep going on and on. So that's kind of one thing to kind of debug that if we're being completely honest here. But again, I would love to see a One Piece remake, but yeah, there's a lot to go on about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much impossible. Secondly, it doesn't make sense. Thirdly, watch the anime the way it's supposed to be watched.
Right.
Okay, that's how Oda intended it, and that's what he was given that those tools, and he made the best out of it. So let's appreciate his work.
Facts. All right, let's get into the next one. So coming in at number 9, we got One Piece needs more consistent animation styles.
Okay, so let me start off real quick. First of all, the animation style has been pretty much the same for the past, I would say, 20 years, or like not 17 years, let's say. I think only in the last 3 years, since 2020, the animation style really changed. After 2020, that's when, after episode 1000, I feel like that's kind of when everything changed. But other than that, it's always been the same type of sound effects, the same type of, you know, movement effects, when he's in gear 2, the zoop, like it's
Yeah,
always the same type of effects, and we haven't really gotten anything very new, like the same hockey effect, the way, the black arm, or the way it got hockey gets imbued in Zoro's swords and whatnot. It's always been very consistent and pretty much the same. I think only in Wano they really switched it up, and they went crazy with the Gear 5 Zoro versus King, which I do not mind the Zoro versus King animation at all. Like there's no need for, if they're trying to make it consistent, consistently make it like that, and I will be 100% satisfied. And then even Sanji versus Queen, like the animations they had for that, amazing. And they gave us little bits and pieces here and there with crazy animations, and I think I think if in terms of consistency, first of all, One Piece has been consistent in terms of animation for a very long time. They just switched it up, and I feel like they're still consistent with what they do now. I think for a couple of the fights, yeah, they were going a bit, crazy with um some of the freeze frames, and then some animators here, some animators there, Looney Tune animator here. And but that was just to showcase Gear 5 and how crazy it was. I don't think they're gonna bring those type of animators back. I think they're gonna keep it consistent. I know they're gonna. I feel like they're going to bring back the same animator that animated the Sanji fight. You know what I'm talking about? The little. It looks a bit like stringy and weird, but it still looks very good. That's the type of animation I feel like if they go with that, plus a bit of the Zoro mix, it's perfect.
no, I get exactly what you're saying, but it's just part of the process because sometimes things work, sometimes things don't work. One Piece is an ongoing anime, so this isn't something that needs to be consistent all the way because things are evolving, things are being rapidly changing in the industry. For example, if they have kept everything exactly the same of what it was in the very first episode of the 1990s, obviously it's not going to be consistent. It would be consistent, but it will still be the 1990s animation, and we don't want that with the modern day and age. And obviously certain fights are going to be elevated when it comes to animation. So I don't like this whole notion of keeping things consistent because we like to see hype things when hype stuff happens, you know what I mean? Like I like One Piece's inconsistency because it actually adds to it, you know what I mean? Like there's certain times where certain styles will hit and there's certain times where certain styles won't hit. So One Piece does a really good job of deciding when to use a certain animation style and when not to. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right,
I
so
think that was perfectly said, by the way. I mean, just a little like another line on that. That was perfectly said. And just to give it like a little example, the Gear 5, when they brought in the Looney Tunes actor, they
yeah,
brought him in just for that, and it was perfect. It was very weird. It was very out of the ordinary. It was something that we've never seen, and it's probably something they won't keep. But to portray the goofiness of Gear 5 and what it actually meant to Luffy and the show in general, it portrayed it like super accurately.
and that's what we needed. But yeah, let's get into the next one. So this one is One Piece needs to cut all filler, bruh.
Okay,
Why
okay.
don't you take this?
Are, okay, first of all, I don't think you've ever watched Boruto. So that's the first thing. Like that shit is like 74% filler. One Piece is like 9% filler. It's probably one of the least amount of filler pretty much ever in like shows, unless there's shows without filler at all. If we're talking about shows that do have filler, I would say One Piece is on the lower end of the spectrum, firstly. And secondly, it's like I I feel like there's almost no filler now. Like in past like since Wano, I feel like we've gotten like almost zero filler. Like we got like a couple episodes of filler in the past like 4 years. Like realistically, I don't know if he's talking about the pacing, if he's considering that filler, like how the pacing is kind of messed up, and then people are staring at each other for like in a very extended period of time. I think if he considers that filler, then yeah, okay. But other than that, One Piece is almost fully canon, and they don't really even have time for fillers, especially in this new gen, this new era. Like after Wano, there was no filler. We went straight into the admiral attacking and Shanks. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, bro.
um,
I was about to. I was about to.
oh, dude.
I was
But
about to. But yeah. Um.
I agree with you, man. Like there's virtually very small amounts of filler that is basically next to nothing. It's if you take the entire One Piece, the 1,000+ episode, there's probably less than 1% of that is all filler. And the thing with filler is, yeah, it's sometimes annoying, it's redundant, but it's not overbearing in One Piece. It's not really an issue. And for what it's worth, is there even is there even like an arc of filler? And if it is, it's enjoyable. Like filler's not always all bad. You know what I mean? But with that being said, this One Piece doesn't have any filler. So I don't know what this this guy's talking about, but I don't want to get too crazy here. But yeah, man, I think it's fine. I don't really think it's an issue, but it's the only thing I can think of is like the recaps. Maybe that's the only thing after Wano where we're kind of getting filler, but that's fine because this is ongoing. It's not like a typical anime nowadays where it comes in seasons. So I don't really think that's an issue.
But even their filler, right? They do like very quick arcs that kind of make sense. It's not like
Yeah,
obviously it's not part of the story, but they still like have a little plot line to it, and it's enjoyable for some people. I know a lot of people that I've asked, they've actually watched filler. Like in the first when I first watched started watching One Piece, actually it was my first anime, so I didn't even know what filler was. So when I got to the filler parts, like Foxy, I was just watching it like an NPC. I didn't even know it was filler until my boy was like, "Yo,
I
this is
actually like
filler,
it.
bro."
I actually
Huh?
like. I said I like that Foxy part. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. I watched it. I was like, okay, this makes sense. Even though it doesn't add to the story in any way, it's still it still seems like it's part of the story. It just seems like they're on just another island. That's what it is. But yeah, I think in general, just to sum it all up, One Piece barely has any filler, and the filler it does have, it's very digestible, and it's super short. So it's
And
not like you're stuck in filler for like months.
right, it's not overbearing either. But yeah, let's get into the next one because this is something we can actually agree on. One Piece needs quicker pacing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the biggest.
Okay. So One Piece definitely does need better pacing, but I think they just have their hands tied in terms of they have to make weekly episodes, and it's kind of hard to match the manga 1-to-1 with the anime if you get like a 5 minute clip, a 5 minute script, and then you now need to make a 20-minute video out of the 5 minute script. It's kind of It's very hard to do that, and the fact that they still make it this enjoyable, that shows how good the animation team is and the development team of the anime is. But if like I wouldn't really mind if they took weeks off and they just gave a straight action of One Piece. That would be elite. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I do get they've done the same system for 20 years. They have systems in place. It's something that works for them and it's something that works for the audience. So they're gonna keep it going, and I don't mind it at all. But obviously, I would like it to be better paced. I think I mean, yo, you guys are lucky now. They got One Piece out here that basically makes the pacing of One Piece super smooth. It takes out all the bullshit. It takes out all the times when they're just fake running or they're just staring at each other, not doing anything. One Piece did a really good job with that, and you actually save a ton of time. So if you're trying to get into One Piece, or you're in the beginning of One Piece and you just started, watch One Piece. But I wouldn't consider you a real fan if you watch One Piece. But that's it. That's me.
No, I would. I mean, he's just cutting down on some time. There's a lot of episodes to catch up on, but it is what it is.
Now
Yeah.
you're not a true fan, bro. Hell no, bro. Hell
Mm.
no. You're not a true fan. And you're not watching. Okay, skip the filler. Don't watch the filler. That's fine with me. But if you're watching something that is not originally from Toei Animation Oda, not a true fan. But that's me, bro. That's my opinion.
Oh man. All right. I was
I'm like a super fan for One Piece. That's why. So that's why I can never like. I'm never gonna give anyone the edge. If you don't want to watch One Piece, no one is forcing you to watch One Piece. That's the shit. Even though I force people to watch One Piece.
I'm dead.
But yeah, let's get into the next one.
All right. So the next one is One Piece needs a new OST, which is original soundtrack. Bruh.
To be honest, I don't like. This sounds like a fake One Piece fan. I sound like a fake One Piece fan, but so I have auto skipped on.
Nah, it's not just like the opening and outros. It's also the sound effects, the background
Oh,
music. Like that.
yeah, yeah, no. They do such a good job with that. Oh my god, bro. Whenever I hear I need to hear that again. But whenever I hear, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, if you watch One Piece, close your eyes for a second and think about the scene when Luffy puts the hat on Nami at Arlong Park and they're walking down. That soundtrack is one of the most iconic soundtracks ever from One Piece, and it gets everybody hype. I don't know about you, but when I hear that shit, I'm up. I'm ready. I'm ready to see some crazy ass shit.
Bro, if they change that, bro, I will never forgive whoever came up with this because even in the live action, I was kind of salty that they changed the OST there. But
Yeah.
if they get rid of the iconic soundtrack, man, it's just not the same, bro. It's not gonna hit the same.
Yeah, I mean, bro, there's a couple of those songs that like some are for hype moments, some are for sad moments, some are for like chilled out moments, but all of them are pretty good. And you can't forget the best song of all. Yo,
Yo,
yo. Shit is too
yo,
fire, bro.
I wasn't even trying to do it. I was just saying, yo, that's
That shit is too fire, bro. Broke better than Kanye. What?
bro, brother, what?
Nah, but broke is talented, bro. Broke is talented.
Bro, build
My
different.
guy, my guy made one of the best. Did he make that song or did he just sings that song?
I don't know. I think he got it from somebody. Like his crewmates used to sing it.
So I think the real version of the song obviously is not the yo ho 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 one, right? But he remixed that shit into his version.
DJ.
But DJ Brooke, yeah, I think he remixed that song. I think they showed the original song when it was playing in the Pirate King's crew. Remember that time?
Yeah.
That was it. I think that was the original song, and then
Mhm,
yeah, my boy remixed it. And it was crazy.
mhm.
Soul King, Soul King right there, bro.
Facts. But end verdict, bro. I think me and you both agree that they should not change their OSD. It should everything that we've heard from the da 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 to even like the small little sound effects to even I don't know. There's so many other iconic ones. They got to keep all that, man. They cannot change that. That's core One Piece right there. So I think we can agree on that.
I think they've like drilled us with those sounds for so long,
Yes.
and they do it at such a good moment that even if nothing's going on, I hear that song, I'm hype. I'm ready to go. Put that on before like a test. Put that on before a job interview. You're gonna pass that shit instantly.
I'm dead. Let's get into the next one. So we've got One Piece needs to distance itself from Four Kids dub. Honestly, man, let me go here first. I don't give a fuck about Four Kids dub, but when I'm watching the original One Piece, I'm not thinking of Four Kids dub. I don't care. I don't think it needs to distance itself. I don't think that's a valid enough reason. You know what I mean? Especially if this is number 5 on the list, bro. Come on, man. Like it's not that deep, bro. Like for
Wait, what is 4 kids dub?
all right, so when One Piece came to America, it was aired on One Piece. Sorry, it was aired on Four Kids TV. So that was like the Saturday morning cartoon type thing, or
Yeah.
maybe it was Sunday. Can't remember. But they changed a lot of things. So, for example, Sanji, he didn't smoke. He was eating a lollipop. Zoro. So you remember that girl that gave him Zoro the rice balls?
Yeah.
His thing. They changed it to cookies. Like they made all these little small changes.
I
So
think that's kind of racist, bro. What the hell?
they,
What the
they wanted
hell?
they wanted Americans to kind of be
I,
able to eat better, and also like kids were watching it. You know what I mean? They were treating it like a cartoon. So
no, I definitely get why they did. I understand why they did it,
yeah, yeah,
but like that's like a samurai coming here and giving him a gun.
yeah.
Like, like no, bro, that's not what he's using. They don't use guns. They use what happened originally. What Oda wrote. Don't just throw in your bullshit. I would say it's good that they got away from 4 kids because of that. I don't think this distancing, like, I don't think it affects it really now. If as long as they're not changing major things in the anime, other than that, I don't like. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. But if it, like them changing, like I only know 2 facts, but that did get me tight. Like, why would they change rice balls to chocolate, like a cookie? I get it's for Americans, but this is a Japanese show. You cannot just take a Japanese show and then say that it's American and give it a cookie because that just brainwashes kids. That's a whole nother thing we could talk about because you're literally robbing someone's culture. Like, you're robbing Japanese culture, making it American, and then making the Americans believe that this is actually American.
Yo, but one good thing did come out of the Four Kids dub. First of all, it got a generation of people, Americans, into One Piece. But second of all, the the opening soundtrack or whatever you want to call it, the intro song, yo, that shit bomb, bro. Like they completely changed it, even though it's not the original like One Piece sound, like song, whatever. They remix it to their own, and it's so far. You gotta search it up after this. Loki, I got a lot. This shit bomb, bro. This shit.
No, I need to for sure. I think that's one thing that America does better than everybody else, and it's definitely music. I don't think anyone's getting close to music in terms of anyone. No one's getting close to America in terms of music. And if you want to say Canada for Drake, Drake is basically American. Let's be real. But other than that, all the most famous rappers in the world and all the most famous singers are always from America. Not saying American music is the best, but I'm saying, the resume speaks for itself.
All right, yeah, let's get into the next one, bro. All right, so this is gonna be a similar problem to the previous one, something I pointed out, but this author says that One Piece needs better representation for Usopp. So let me give a little bit of a backstory here. So in one of the SBSs or in an interview, one person asked, yo, they asked Oda, where would like each character be from? So obviously Luffy is from Brazil, Sanji's from France, Zoro is from Japan, and then Usopp is from Africa. So first of all, generalization, the entire continent of Africa, not a country. Whatever, that's Oda. But this author is saying that the one that wrote this article, he's saying that like Usopp's like orientation, the way that he looks, his appearance is basically a generalization of the people of color. It's a little bit of a touchy subject here, but yeah, he's saying that they should change the way Usopp looks overall in the adaptation, the remake, whatever. I disagree with this. On I know you probably do too. Yo, keep Usopp the way he is, right?
Bro, keep my the whole gag about Usopp is his long nose. Like people literally call him long nose. It's not that he's African, that he has a long nose. That's just Usopp's character.
I think
That's
I
how
think
Usopp was,
I
you
think
know?
also it ties into the whole Pinocchio trope where if you lie, your nose gets big. Like,
Yeah. Oda takes references from a lot of other pieces of media, and he definitely took um Pinocchio and combined it with Usopp because that's Usopp's whole character. Like you defined that so well. Like that is literally Usopp's whole character. Him lying and him having a big nose. That's part of his. That's part of the whole Pinocchio theme. And just to debunk what this dude is saying, I mean, Blackbeard, he's a Somalian pirate. You know, from according to Oda, not me. But there's, not me, but I mean, he looks like a normal person. There's nothing freakish with him. Like he's just a regular dude. You know what I mean? I think this guy is just trying to throw Oda under the bus for a race card, and it's just not gonna work because no, that's just not gonna work.
yeah, it's fine.
What do you think? Like, what do you think? Like,
Bro. I mean, in this article, he says that no exaggeration on the lips or nose. Bro, man, I'm cool with Usopp the way he looks, bro. Like it's just a design, bro. It ain't that deep, bro. That's just me personally. I'm not gonna go too crazy here, but
yeah, it's really not that deep. That's what the whole essence of this conversation and situation is, bro. It's not that deep. Oda made the character just the way he wanted to make the character, and it wasn't anything racial for sure. It was just he combined it with Pinocchio, and that's why his nose is big. Let's not make it a big deal. But yeah,
don't be changing how my boy looks. So that would just be out of pocket. But yeah, let's get into the next one. So we got One Piece needs even more foreshadowing. Um, I kind of see where the author is coming from this one because a lot of times we don't really know like what was going to happen. So for example, something happened in the manga, they animated it, and then later on in the manga they kind of revealed it. It's hard to animate it and then go back and foreshadow that. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't know. Nobody would know that. I guess you can drop more hints, but I think it's fine the way it was. You know, it's just so many episodes that even if they did foreshadow, we wouldn't really know. You know what I mean?
I think, I think, yeah, you were saying plus what?
Plus, One Piece fans, they go back and check this type of shit. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter because there's a whole world of YouTubers, TikTokers that love One Piece that literally go through these things all the time. So I don't think it's that deep.
I think firstly, One Piece has the most foreshadowing of all anime. Like One Piece, the way they connect things from like decades before to what's going on now, I think there's no one in the history of the world, not the history of the world, but authors now of what I know that can do that. I think the only one that comes close is maybe the creator of Attack on Titan, the way he foreshadowed everything happening with Eren before and how it connects to everything happening now. I think that's still a lower level of foreshadowing because he knew like the attack because of how the Attack Titan's power and Founding Titan's power works. I think the foreshadowing is a bit less of a lesser degree, but obviously it's still an amazing foreshadow. But generally, I think One Piece, that's one thing no one can say about One Piece is that they have the best and the most amounts of foreshadowing possible. And I think because it's so long, there's still so many foreshadowed scenes that we don't know are going to come up. And there's so many holes that are not filled yet. Um, and if they added more holes to that, it would kind of sink the boat per se. But yeah,
All right, bro. We got another out of pocket one for the next one, but number two is One Piece needs better female representation. The author goes on to say that you know, One Piece is aimed for boys, you know what I mean? But there's no need to trivialize and misrepresent girls and women, blah blah, blah. But you get the point here. Basically, he's saying that there's too many quote unquote Nami clones where there's a certain body types for these type of women in One Piece. I don't know, man. I feel like that's pushing it, bro. There's all types of body parts, all types of body types in One Piece. You know, we got Big Mom, you got Nami, you got Long Leg Tribe, you got Long Arm Tribe. Like I feel like it really ain't that deep, bro. And if you're making a One Piece readaptation, you're not changing any of these characters. Don't y'all ever dare do that because that just changes what like bro, like what the fuck, right?
That's facts, bro. First of all, there is heavy female representation in One Piece, right? We got Nami, we got Robin, like huge characters. Big Mom, one of the strongest characters out there. Boa Hancock, one of the strongest characters out there. Literally, Nami is one of the smartest people in the entire One Piece, universe. The fact is that Japan is not America, right? Let's get that straight. Japan is not America, and stuff that goes on there is very different from the stuff that goes on here. A lot of things are sexualized over there, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. A lot of things are sexualized. Anime has a demographic for men. That's just the reality of the situation. You can't. It's not like, um, it's like making a product for somebody. It's like making what's something that men use a lot. Like it's like making a wallet, right? And then making it pink. Like it's two things that are not going to collide because the demographic, your audience, is wants one thing and you're giving them something else. But I understand why he's saying that all the women, look look kind of the same and whatnot. But to be honest, most people that watch anime and most people that watch One Piece in general, even me, I started as a kid, I started as a teenager. It's the highest demographic. I would probably say 60 to 75% of people that watch One Piece are in their teens and they're males. So why would you not, gear the show towards the people that are going to watch the show? That's just one thing. Also, again, Japan is Japan, America is America. The way things run in America is different from the way things run in Japan, and that's something that I don't. That's I know I'm getting a bit like heated in this topic, but even though I'm American, I live in America. I don't think that America should try to always change other people's culture just to fit their own like norm. You know what I mean? Like Japanese culture is Japanese culture. Let them do what they want to do. If you want to watch it, accept what they're doing and watch it the way it was supposed to be watched. Let's not complain about what we're getting. You know what I mean? But that's my little rant, and I just think that America should respect other people's cultures.
No, I definitely agree with that. My verdict is, man, don't be changing how characters look because that's the way that Oda wanted it to be. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way we're gonna remember it. So, yeah, I mean, whether it's uh appearances, all that different type of stuff, bro. Keep it a buck, bro. Keep it for real. Keep it how it is, man. It ain't that deep at the end of the day. We watch for the story and the plot. At least most people do. But yeah, it ain't that deep. But yeah, let's get into the last one. So
I mean, I'm just say one thing.
yeah,
Y'all see what's happening to Marvel right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all see what's happening to Marvel.
yeah, elaborate on that real quick before we move on.
What I'm saying is, okay, so I'm getting this intel from a Marvel super fan, right? So, so Marvel has been getting like, okay, I don't know how to say this in a non like political way, but they're getting more politically correct. They're getting more like, um,
Are you trying to say they're trying to add more like aspects, like more diversity? Is that what you're
yeah,
trying?
they're changing up characters. They're literally they're changing like males to females. I'm not saying like that's fine or whatever, right? But if a character is a character, keep the character the same way. If you want more female representation, make another female character. That's fine. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying if the character was a male in the beginning, keep him a male at the end because then that's a whole different character. You should have made a whole different character. But what I'm trying to say is like if you see the movie sales and the sales and whatnot, they've been on the low. They've been going down, and even I was just reading this week one I don't know which movie it was, but it was damn some Marvel movie came out or what superhero movie came out, and it was projected to do very well, and then it shit its pants.
Was it
It
Marvel?
did
The
yeah,
Marvel?
yeah. I think the Marvels. I think it was called Marvels. Yeah. So it did horrible, and now um basically they're seeing Marvel now as something that is not bulletproof. Like you know how if something comes out and it's Marvel related, regardless in the box off, that shit is going crazy. Now their people are on edge, and it's kind of like getting to the point where Marvel is not bulletproof anymore.
No, that's
Kind of it's kind of like crazy, to be honest, because it's been bulletproof for the past 20 to 30 years. So yeah.
interesting. All right, let's get into the last one. The last one is One Piece needs to adjust its villains and narrative beats. So basically, what this author is saying is obviously there's a ton of memorable and impactful characters. You know, we got the Blackbeards, Don Quixote, the Doflamingo, bro, my guy, Kaido, Big Mom. You know what I mean? Like all these big name guys. But what this author is saying is some of the earlier villains really ain't that all that. Like they wasted their potential, they wasted their screen time. They weren't really that strong. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like the beginning characters that were villains, like obviously Arlong, he had I felt like that was perfect. Like you got to keep that the way it is. You know what I mean? I guess this author is referring to like Don Krieg and Kuro and some of those other smaller name guys. But here's the fact of the matter: there are smaller villains. It really ain't that deep, bro. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Like
meant to have a huge screen time like Kaido or a whole arc. They really don't have all that. So they get clapped early on and they're not that important. There's a reason why.
yeah, I mean, you addressed that perfectly. Not all villains are built the same. Not all characters are built the same. You have some arcs that revolve around a whole villain, and that happens many times. And there's some arcs that, and there's some villains that just come and just get bopped. That's just what it is. And you can't really have a backstory for someone that just gets bopped immediately because he's not someone that was supposed to have that much screen time, and you didn't get to know him during the fight. You didn't get to know his passions, what he does, why he's fighting. But every single main villain in One Piece, they get a really good backstory. We know why they're doing it. Um, we get a bit of their childhood. We see what really causes them to become who they become. Like even Doflamingo, like we saw, first he lived as a celestial dragon, and then his parents didn't want him. Like his parents basically were like, "Let's live as regular humans," and that kind of him seeing the side of both really fueled his anger, and now he is the monster that he is today. Man, in general, I just don't think that the take was really good, and I think Oda does a really good job with the way he gives backstories and context for the villains in One Piece.
No, I agree 100%. I do agree. Like, there's different levels when it comes to villains, and I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. Overall, I think we can both agree that One Piece would be great if it gets a new adaptation or remake sometime in the future, but not for some of these reasons. I think we can both agree One Piece is great in its own regard, but yeah, I think we should just leave it alone because it's greatness. But yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this episode. Make sure you guys check out the link in the description, join our Discord, and let us know your guys' opinions on the fact of this matter. But yeah, make sure you guys use code Anime Plus for 10% off. Drop click. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.